Gauteng Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi has dismissed the DA's claim that he's not taking indigenous languages seriously at the province's schools. Earlier today, the DA marched to the offices of the Gauteng Education Department against the BELA Bill. For more on this, let's cross to our reporter Mbali Thethani, who's with the MEC Panyaza Lesufi. And Mbali, perhaps for those of us just catching up, talk to us about what this bill is and what the problem is in the main.
That's certainly right, Tembigile. Of course, a bit earlier on, we saw the DA with some of their leaders coming to the Department of Education in Gauteng just to flag their problems when it comes to the Basic Education Law Amendment Bill, and basically saying that this is a way for the SGB being stripped of its powers, and these powers now lying with various departments of the education sector in the country. But just to give us a bit of more insight, when it comes to the protest in which we saw a bit earlier on brought on by the DA, we are joined by the MEC for Education in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi. Panyaza, you have been criticized, especially coming when you're looking into this BELA Bill. Of course, this is something that has been put before Parliament, but we've seen the DA coming here to your doorstep to flag their concerns when it comes to this bill. Do you think that this protest was in good faith?
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for the opportunity. Actually, it was strange. I'm still surprised because it's the minister that introduced the bill. It's not the MEC, and it's the minister that is the one that has tabled the bill in Parliament. Why they came to my office, not go to the office of the minister, I don't know. They want to justify it by saying that I have strong views against the Afrikaans language, which is not true. But secondly, the bill is just rectifying what the judgment by former Deputy Justice Seneke said, because there's a constitutional court that reaffirmed that the HOD of a provincial department is the arbiter on issues of admissions. So this is a constitutional court decision that we are trying to regulate to be law. Why they came to me, no constitutional court, I also don't know. But the accusation and argument that I'm anti-Africans are baseless, and they should be rejected. I believe in a truly non-racial education system where our children can go to any school of their choice without being restricted either through the color of the skin or the language that they speak, that all our schools must be open to everyone. I even protect mother tongue education, that you can be taught in Xhosa, I can be taught in Afrikaans and be taught in any other language. But as long as we are in one school, we can't have one school dedicated to only one language and one race grouping. It defeats everything we want about our country being non-racial. And the reason why DA came here is nothing else but to defend those privileges.
One thing in particular that they also highlighted was that this bill will then get rid of mother tongue learning, particularly when it comes to the issues around Afrikaans, because you'd know that they've been advocating for Afrikaans to remain in schools. At the same time, they are saying that this bill will be stripping the SGBs of the powers in which they have. So these are the concerns which have been brought in. Maybe if you can just tell us a bit of more insight when it comes to this bill, these concerns that they have raised. Earlier on, you said that they are misleading the public when it comes to the concerns being raised in regards to this bill.
They're not only misleading the public, they're baseless, because indeed the SGBs make the decision about admissions and languages. But if parents are not happy with that decision, where should they go? They want to argue that it must end there with SGBs. There must not be an appeal process, which we reject, because we believe that if the SGB has not taken a decision correctly, if it's a correct decision, it must be appealed. And appealed to who? To the HOD of the department. And if the HOD of the department feels that that decision was correct, he must have the power to tell the SGB to correct it, you know. But they don't want it. They want it to be the SGB, and the SGB must then take the final decision, which really believe is unfair, because some SGBs, you know, they are untransformed, and some SGBs don't understand our communities, and some SGBs might want to protect their own privileges. So we really believe that everyone must be given an opportunity either to appeal or given an opportunity to reject a certain decision that they feel is not correct. And it's still in the law. I mean, we are not saying SGBs must be eradicated. The SGBs will still be there even when the BELA Bill it's promulgated. The SGB's roles are still going to be there. It's just a political maneuvering of the DA because they are losing support within the Afrikaner communities to the Freedom Front. They feel that they must be seen as a better people who can defend Afrikaners communities. I'm not anti-Afrikaans. I'm not anti-mother tongue education. I'm for an all-inclusive education system where our children can play together, learn together, and do things together. But if other people believe certain schools must be preserved for their own children only, we must reject that, and we must not hesitate to reject that.
Do you think that you were targeted by the DA in the name of the election campaign for the 2024 elections? I mean, they are calling you racist, they're calling you somebody who hates Afrikaans. They even went as far as saying that you will not be premier of Gauteng come 2024 because of your new position in the ANC.
It's clear they're scared of the new position that we occupy. We are not arrogant. We will contact our constituencies. We are not in a hurry to be premiers. We are not in a situation where we believe that whatever is happening in the ANC must automatically translate into government. But you can see it. I mean, if they have to bring Helen Zille here, it's quite clear that they were trying to launch their campaign for 2024. They know it's going to be contested. They know it's going to be difficult. They know it's not going to be easy for them. And they felt just to move off the mark first, they've got a competitive edge, which is not true. We'll tackle them where we need to tackle them in the political space. But they must not bring politics in the education space, because it's quite clear. Their arguments, their memorandum is nothing else but politics, scare tactics to say, don't support this fellow, he hates Africans. When they know I don't hate Africans, don't support this fellow, he hates mother tongue education. When I support mother tongue education, the only area where I want to emphasize our point is that our children must be in the same classroom, learning, playing together. And if that is wrong, then I don't know.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, that is Panyaza Lesufi, Education MEC here in Gauteng, saying that the protest that was brought to his doorstep by the DA should have been taken to the office of the Minister of Education, saying that this is just pure politics. And of course, Thembekile, if you would be somebody who does follow politics in the country, you would know that Panyaza Lesufi has been voted in as the chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, and attributing this protest in which we saw by the DA to them losing ground when it comes to the votes from the Afrikaner community. And of course, you would know his stance on racism, his stance especially in the education sector, now saying that the DA is using his position and of course, the rhetoric around him being racist and hating Afrikaans to bring this campaign to his doorstep in trying to woo those voters from the Freedom Front Plus back to the DA. Of course, that's it from us here at the Gauteng Education Department, just bringing you that update, Thembekile, in regards to that protest in which we saw earlier today.
Mbali, we appreciate that update. For now, thank you very much.